Hello and welcome to Ween Talk episode 11 entitled Perfect Ween Setlist. I'm Colin Lamb, aka the Tone Wizard, and welcome to the show. Before I begin today's show, I just want to say that it is a goal of mine to not say and or or anything like that in between my sentences and my thoughts. Believe it or not, I actually had some broadcasting training, which has culminated in this, a space background and a head so bald that I have to wear a hat so that the light doesn't shine off of it and blind your fucking asses. But that's a goal. I just did it again. It's a goal of mine to not say that in this episode. So if you find me saying that in the episode, please call me out in the comments. It'll probably be the most commented video I have, and I will climb the YouTube ladder to success once and for all. But in any event, I also want to give a shout out on that note to some new subscribers that we have, Carter Noble and Alessandro Califato. Sorry if I fucked your name there, but welcome to the channel. Thank you very much for subscribing. They say the first 140 are the hardest, so I think it's all downhill from here. I also want to thank some sex bots who've been chiming in on some of the previous videos. Let's just take a look at that. Yeah, we had some sexy action on the channel with the I think 2 videos ago, or the last video, I can't remember, but Kellen Wardle chimed in on the last video and said at 30:27, I think the video was only like 15 minutes long, but that's what she was asking. So does anybody want to do this with me? I don't know what all that equals. Don't care to know. I'm not going to click that link, but if anybody else out there cares less for their internet security than I do, please click on that and see what happens, the little blue part there. Anyways, we'll get that off the screen. So let's get right into it. Actually, one more thing before we go in. There is a Spotify playlist that I have created to kind of follow along with this episode. I'll put a link to it in the description, but it's got all the songs on here I don't want to show you now because I don't want to spoil my list. But yeah, let's get into it. So Ween Talk episode 11, Perfect Ween Set List. What is the perfect Ween set list to you? Well, pardon me, low budge here. The perfect set list to me would be this. Okay, I'm going to preface this with a little bit of background. So let's just say that I'm going down to the States. COVID is still in full swing, but I've just thought to myself, fuck this shit. I'm going down to the States to see Ween. I don't give a fuck if I die. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lie to my fiance, who, by this point may be my wife. I'm going to lie to her. I'm going to tell her that I'm going to New Brunswick or something like that to see Ween. She's not going to follow up on this shit. She trusts me. That's the foundation of a good marriage, people. But in any event, let's say I'm going down to the States to see Ween. I'm braving COVID. I'm braving the election. All the shit you guys got going on down there. I'm from Canada, by the way, if you're new to the channel. But I'm going down. I'm spending a lot of fucking money, too much money, and I want to see Ween. And this would be my dream set list. This would basically make me salivate. I wouldn't need to see Ween again. I would, but this set list would be absolutely amazing to me. It's my dream set list. And as I'm going along, if you have anything to add, please let me know in the comments. If you're new, please give me a subscribe. I'd appreciate that. But also in the comments, if you want to let me know what your perfect Ween set list would be, or if you think mine is dog shit as well, I'm happy to hear about that. But this is my perfect set list, and I'm going to break this down into 3 sections because this is what I would ideally want at a Ween show. Set 1 would kind of get everything going, get everybody in the mood. It'd be a little raucous, a little loud. There'd probably be some better known songs in there. And in the middle, you'd have an acoustic set. And I'm going to get into that. And then in the end, it's a fucking balls out, rock your fucking mind into the ground set. That'd be set 3. And then the encore would be at the end. And that's pretty straightforward. So let's get into my perfect set list. And if I was editing this video, there'd be a transition here to hide this drink. But let's just get some SMR going on the channel here for just a second here. You have lots of friends and everyone likes you. There you go, free SMR from the Tone Wizard on Ween Talk. Tell your friends. Anyways, set 1. This show is going to begin at 8 o'clock, promptly 8 o'clock. There's no fucking openers, so you can forget about that. I've been to Ween shows before that were like this. There's no opener, and I was telling the story actually when I talked about in one of my previous videos, being at the Meltdown show here in Vancouver. I thought there'd be an opening band, so I got there. I went to the washroom. I think I bought a t-shirt, but I went to the washroom and I mixed myself a drink and I was chug-a-lug-lug-lugging in the bathroom, and they started. They played Transdermal Celebration while I was doing that. So I'm not going to put Transdermal Celebration at the beginning of the set list just for that very reason. But anyway, set 1, Track 1 would be Take Me Away off of Chocolate and Cheese. I love that track. It just, I think it really would get things started off on a good note. Track 2 would be Even If You Don't. I always thought this song was a bit of a homage to Queen. I love the music video that features. I think the guys from South Park directed it. Maybe I'll put a link to that in the description there. Let me just add that right in there. Professional. Anyways, track 3 would be Bananas and Blow. It's one of my personal favorites. It's off the White Pepper. Again, that would keep the party atmosphere kind of going, keep everybody in there. Track 4 would be Transdermal Celebration. Again, it's just one of my favorite Ween songs, and I missed it at the Meltdown. I've seen it since, but track 5 would be Buckingham Green. Self-explanatory. You go to a Ween show, you're going to want to hear those 2 songs for sure. It'd be nice to get them out of the way at the beginning of the set. And then moving on, we'd get to track 6, I believe it would be, which would be Can't Put My Finger on It off of Chocolate and Cheese. That song, I didn't really like it a lot when I heard it on the record. It's not really a favorite of mine, but when I see it live, I always love it, and it always goes to extremely weird places. And I think that they did that. Did they do that? I think they did it live on one of the talk shows. Maybe it was Conan or something like that. But I was like, that is not a typically good choice of a song to do on there. I could be wrong. It may have been Mutilated Lips, but I'm pretty sure they did that one on TV as well. Of course, it's coming from the Chocolate and Cheese era. After that, there's only one place to go, and that would be to HIV. That's a great live song. Everybody loves to yell out. And actually, Can't Put My Finger on It, too. There's quite a bit of live singing along with that one, too. At least the part where he says, can't put my finger on it. Everybody loves to yell that. People in crowds love to yell shit in unison. If they could learn to do it in time and on beat, that would be a bonus, but we can't get everything we want in life. Anyhow, rounding out the first set is Voodoo Lady. And so that's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's only 8 tracks, but obviously live, there's going to be jamming, and there's going to be a lot of sort of improvisation, certainly in Voodoo Lady, and I've seen them do it on I Can't Put My Finger on It as well. And I mean, if they extended the Buckingham Green solo, I don't think anybody would be angry about that. So that would be my perfect set 1. And then there'd be a little bit of a strip down. They'd be switching instruments. I could run out, take a piss. I could go get another beer. We'd be in America, so the beer would be reasonably priced, not too strong, and it'd be fucking large. That's one of the things that I do remember about the Ween reunion is I was fucking banging back like tall. I think they were like almost a friggin' liter of beer. It was Stella. And I basically had to check myself before I wrecked myself. I had to switch to Bud Light because I was fucking torqued after like 5 songs. I was like, this beer is so cheap and it's so large and so cold. That's not a handy gesture. Anyhow, so that would be my choice for the first set. Now, from there, I'd like them to move into an acoustic set, and the acoustic sets that they did during the reunion were fucking fantastic. It's kind of the inspiration for this acoustic set that I had. But I think any band that has the range of songs, the musicianship, and the talent of Ween, if they can do an acoustic set, that's something that you always love. All your big classic rockers are always going to be throwing in acoustic sets, even when some of them should not. Some of them do not have the songs to do that. And just conversationally, I'm leaning on a lot of the hits here, and I know that some of you out there might want to hear some more obscure stuff, but again, this is my dream set list. I'm coming all the way down from Canada to see this, and I want to hear the big songs. So yeah, let me know if you have like a more obscure set list. I would love to see that. But anyways, getting into the acoustic set, song 1 would be Don't Shit Where You Eat. I think that's a nice mellow transition into the acoustic set. Another sing-along, another classic one off the Chocolate and Cheese record. Song 2 is a personal favorite of mine, and I will stipulate that the version of this song that I'd like to hear would be the Stubbs version, not the original version. It's not very good, but that's one of the greatest things about Ween, and I did a video a couple episodes back about the worst of Ween, and the realization that I came to when I did that was that a lot of some of the songs that were more basic on the Pod and on God, Ween, Satan, they brought those songs to life in ways that I could not have imagined they would, and that I've seen them do just that, rather in the last couple of years from going to live shows. Something like Dr. Rock, which I do like, but it just fucking takes off live. And so the next song on this acoustic set would be Sorry Charlie, and it would be more akin to the Stubbs version that they play on that record. I keep saying right? That was one of the goals. I'm fucking failing here. Next track 3 in the acoustic set would be What Diener Was Talking About, another one off of the Chocolate and Cheese record. And if I can remember, or if I feel like it, I might even play it at the end of this video on the acoustic, because I'm having a beer here. I had a rough day out in the fucking rain, and I kind of want to just do whatever the fuck I want to do. And I'm alone in my house talking to my computer, so I can fucking do whatever I want to do, Mom. After What Diener Was Talking About, I'd like to do an even more stripped down, slightly darker song, which would be Squelch the Weasel. That song has always been a favorite of mine, even when I heard it in the very basic form that it is on the original album. I think the fucking guitar solo on that thing just gives me chills. And when I saw them do that, I believe it was night 3 in Denver at the reunion, it was absolutely fantastic. And the guitar solo on that track actually always reminded me something along the lines of the Pink Floyd Animals album. I believe it's the first track on there. It's just an acoustic, and there's a soaring guitar solo. And I would always be curious to know if maybe that was the inspiration, either intentionally or sort of subconsciously, with that song to kind of go into that vein. Moving on would be Chocolate Town. That's an acoustic staple when they do bring out the acoustic guitars. I always love to hear that. Great solo, great feel. And one of my favorite lines from a Ween song would be, "Get your punk ass back to the dog show," preceded by "Said shit's for real, man." Like, I don't know. I know exactly what that means, but I know exactly what that means if you take my meaning. After that, another acoustic staple of Ween would be Tried and True from the Quebec album. Moving into Help Me Scrape the Mucus Off My Brain from 12 Gold Country Greats. I think that's a great song, and I'd love to hear it played acoustically. And to close out the acoustic set with a bit of a fucking bang, I would love to hear Buenos Tardes. Night 1, when I went to the reunion, I keep talking about that, but it's really left an imprint on me. Night 1, Buenos Tardes closed out the night. I didn't think that was a closing song, but it fucking just soared. And maybe Mickey could switch off his acoustic and do the solo parts on electric. I don't know. I don't have a say in that. But that would round out my acoustic set, and I'll let you take a look at that right now. There it is. Don't Shit Where You Eat. Sorry, Charlie, What Diener Was Talking About, Squelch the Weasel, Chocolate Town, Tried and True, Help Me Scrape the Mucus Off My Brain, and Buenos Tardes, Amigos. Is it racist to sing that song these days, people, in today's climate? I don't know. I had a tribute show a while back. We were doing a Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo fell on a Friday. We wanted to do a show, and I just called the show Cinco de Mayo is on I crossed out Tuesday and put Friday. And somebody said the event was racist. So is that song racist? I don't know. Is it playful humor from a bygone era? I don't know. Who knows? Set 3. This is where things are going to pick up and get a little more rockish. Set 3, I want to start it off with It's Going to Be a Long Night, because that kind of would set the precedent for exactly what's about to happen, which is like another 12, 13 songs. And it's a Diener song, so we can hear the Diener sing. Moving on, we talked about it earlier, would be Dr. Rock. I fucking love that song. I play that song in my tribute band, and it absolutely floors every time. Every time I've seen it live at floors, it has the big chorus that everybody can sing along to. And it fucking absolutely fucking kicks. After that, I'd go into You Fucked Up, which would be fucking wonderful to hear. I don't believe I've heard that one live. Maybe I have it at another show. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'd have to check Brown Tracker, but not too sure. And I'm really falling off the wagon with the ums and the ahs and the shit here. So valiant attempt, but I hope I can do better in the future. After that, I would like to hear the Grobe, which is another rocker. Moving on from the Grobe, going to Pandy Fackler, soften things up a little bit. Always love to hear that. Love Glenn playing the keys in that one. And then I would say the one cover that I would really like to hear them play more than anything would be Hey Bulldog. And I'm going to post a link to them doing Hey Bulldog. But the version that they do is absolutely spectacular, and it's an absolutely underrated, criminally underrated Beatles song, in my opinion. Moving on from there, I'd like to hear She Fucks Me, the Stubbs version. It's going to mellow things out a little bit. Pardon me. Let me get a little liquid in me. And after she fucks me, we heard Diener kind of get soft and mellow. Let's bring things right the fuck down with Baby Bitch. I don't believe I've ever seen them do Baby Bitch live. They may have done it at the Meltdown. Maybe they did it at the reunion. I just don't remember it. I could have been drunk. No one's perfect here, people. And after that, we're going to go with an outside the box choice. And maybe some of you guys who like the less produced stuff will like to hear this. But I'm going to put Boing here onto the set list. I mentioned Boing in the Worst of Ween video that I did, and I would like to see Boing just so that I could, kind of look away from the band and look around and see the kind of people that legitimately enjoy the song Boing, because I surely do not. I just want to see one of these guys in the wild and maybe just see how close I can get before they charge me like a bison and gore me to death or whatever it is. But yeah, I'd like to see Boing live. Sure, you only live once. After that, we'll slowly lift things up with Did You See Me? This is a track that I didn't have a great appreciation for until I saw it live, and it's another kind of Pink Floyd-esque sounding track, and I fucking love the track now, and I'd love to see it live if I was traveling all the way down to, I don't know, say, Nebraska. If you ask me where Nebraska was, I'd say it's in the middle of America. Is it in the middle? Let me know if it's in the middle. If it's not in the middle, sorry. Anyhow, moving on from there, we'd keep it kind of going in the little psychedelic direction that we are slowly curbing. And I would go with the Argus off of Quebec, my favorite Ween track, enough said. After that, Freedom of 76, another crowd pleaser, soft way to kind of round out the last set here. Off of Chocolate and Cheese, obviously. Don't want to get that wrong. Somebody corrected me when I was wrong in one of the other videos. Keep it coming. I love knowing that I'm wrong. I can assume that I'm wrong at least some of the time, but it's good to hear that I was wrong. Anyhow, to close out that night, I would like to hear Roses Are Free with the big double solo at the end. Not much more to be said there. It's a kind of, I think they've said before that it's a sort of nod to Prince, and anyone who says they like the way that Fish plays it should go away. I don't have any bone in the Fish versus Ween thing. I also did a video about that you can check out, but it's got to be Ween for me. So that would be the end of set 3, and let's just check that out here. There she blows. It's going to be a long night. Dr. Rock, You Fucked Up, The Grobe, Pandy Fackler, Hey Bulldog, She Fucks Me, Baby Bitch, boing, Did You See Me, The Argus, Freedom 76, Roses Are Free. And if you've ever been to any rock show in your life, you should know that when the band stops playing, they're not actually done. They fucking owe you more. So you stand and you make noise, you slap something, you hit something you don't think's going to break under your strength. You beat your chest. You scream until they come back to give you what you came there for, which is more than you expected all the time. I remember at the Ryman show, I went down to see the 12 Golden Country Greats performed in Nashville, Tennessee at the Ryman, and everybody was slapping on the benches, and it was quite magical. But yeah, that's how you get an encore. So for the encore, I'm going to give the boys a little break here because I think we got 31 songs. The Spotify playlist said it was about an hour and 45 minutes, but I think live with solos and a couple of breaks here and there, it would probably work out to be around 3 hours. So yeah, I to be honest with you, I'd pay a couple $100 for that. And I know there's people out there that would too, but I also know there's people out there who'd be like, couple $100. I used to see Ween for $20 back in the day. I could smuggle in a NOS can and go and enjoy everything like it was the first time I'd ever seen anything. Anyways, the encore is going to be 2 tracks. Track 1, Piss Up a Rope, sing along, gets the energy going up. Track 2 is Blarney Stone, which is something I know they've used to close in the past, and it's a great closer. So that is my list. If you've enjoyed this video, if you want to check out any of my other videos, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. I would greatly appreciate it. If you have anything to add to this video, let me know in the comments. I'd love to see your perfect lists in the comments. I'd love to kind of compare and gauge what kind of differences we have in taste. So thank you very much. Again, you can check out the Spotify playlist that I made. I'll put a link to that. But you can look at that instead of looking at me right now. But look at the little fucking caterpillar race there. Little fucking, that one always gets that always gets the ladies right there. Anyways, enough of that bullshit. I'm going to drink a couple more beers and I'm going to go to bed because I'm exhausted and it's rained on me. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Colin Lamb. Please subscribe.